The best garbage disposals versus raw salmon remains, raw chicken bones, and piles of food waste. Find out the top 4 picks on the market right here. Hello everyone, and welcome to another video from Healthy Kitchen 101. My name is Ben Nguyen, and after having tested and rated many different models from the most popular disposal brands on the market, such as InSinkErator, Waste King, and GE appliances, we've got for you today 4 of the best garbage disposal we have ever seen. The InSinkErator Evolution XL 1 horsepower with powerful performance and advanced features. The GE GFC 720 and 3/4 horsepower boasting a simple build and raw grinding power. The Waste King L1001 half horsepower for compactness and affordability. And finally, the Amazon Commercial 3/4 horsepower for the best cost to power ratio. These grinders, along with many other contenders, have been evaluated fairly using results and data from performance testing. All of our tests are designed to highlight certain important aspects of using a garbage disposal in the kitchen. The scrap mix test is where we examine the machine's capability to deal with common kitchen food scraps in large quantities. Having each disposal going against 90 ounces of food can show us quickly if they work or not. Next, the challenge test, namely raw fish scraps and raw chicken scrap, pit them against tricky raw materials, specifically 7 ounces of chicken bones and 49 ounces of raw salmon scraps. These challenges are designed to separate the average grinders from the better one. In each of these tests, we pay special attention to the output that every single grinder releases, filtering for sizable shreds and categorizing them into layer 1 for large shreds and layer 2 for finer large shreds, so we have the best grasp on the quality of output. More than 250 pounds worth of food scraps, veggie scraps, and cooked bones, plus more than 150 pounds worth of raw salmon scraps and chicken bones, we were able to lay the stepping stones for our in-depth reviews. You can find more details about our tests as well as product reviews by scanning this QR code. But enough of that, let's dive into our product reviews. The InSinkErator Evolution XL 1 horsepower, best overall. The Evolution XL 1 horsepower is a very powerful garbage disposal from the InSinkErator Evolution series and one of the industry's finest. It features exclusive multi-stage grinding mechanism that utilize intricate design and sturdy components, and sound seal technology that combines sound insulation and vibration suspension. What's more, the Evolution XL can detect jamming by itself, then either boost the torque or reverse direction to break free. All of that, and the disposal is a nice looking machine, which is exactly why it deserves its 9.4 for design. However, the disposal is easily the most expensive garbage disposal on the market, and its size and weight can make the installation process a hassle if you don't know what you're doing. So in terms of usability, we gave it a fair 8.5. True to its claims, the Evolution XL breezed by our performance test, including the raw scrap challenges, with hardly a hitch. In the scrap mix test, where we evaluate the ability to handle large volumes of common kitchen scraps, the XL finished incredibly fast, dealing with the 90-ounce input and left behind only a few pieces that were too small for the large chamber. In less than 2 minutes, it managed to deliver remarkably low quantities of large shreds in the output, with the smallest amount recorded of layer 1, which is 0.7 ounces, and layer 2, which is 7.2 ounces, indicating that with common kitchen scraps, the disposal is much less likely to cause logging compared to the others. As a result, the XL scored a 9.8 for this task. And with the challenge test, the Evolution XL continued its momentum and finished the 2 raw scrap tests with flying colors. In both the raw fish scrap test and raw chicken scrap, where it scored 9.3 and 8.5 respectively, the Disposall also plowed through everything quickly and decisively. That said, tricky materials like the skin and raw soft tissues weren't as processed as the bones and the cartilage. Seeing everything the Disposall could do and the results it delivered, there was very little doubt in the Disposall's 9.3 performance score. With everything taken into account, the InSinkErator Evolution XL 1 horsepower deserves its 9.3 final rating and is spot as the best garbage disposal overall. Regarding its price tag, however, the Disposall is not for the majority, yes, but what it offers should be well worth the investment. GE Disposall GFC 720N Best 3/4 horsepower garbage disposal. The GE GFC 720N 3/4 horsepower is one of the best mid-range garbage disposal we have ever tested. Despite its unremarkable appearance, the Disposall packs a vigorous permanent magnet motor with high speed and adequate torque. Additionally, it uses impellers with a new design, which makes them much thicker than the ones usually found in other permanent magnet disposals. The Disposall feels solid in terms of build quality, and it comes with several useful accessories that you would have to buy separately. For those reasons, we gave it a 9.0 for its minimal yet cost-effective design. Now, all that said, the Disposall can be quite loud when it's grinding, and it's slightly larger than the others in the same categories. Now, with the absence of an external unjammed mechanic in mind, along with the mentioned factors, we hesitate to give the GFC 720N anything higher than 7.8 for usability. The GE GFC 720N went through our performance test, including the raw scrap challenges, with a consistent pace. In the scrap mix test, the Disposall scored 7.8 by grinding down the input load quickly in less than 2 minutes and delivering heavily processed leftovers and output. The low amount of lost shreds in the output helped reassure the Disposall's effectiveness in preventing clogging. With the challenge test, the GFC 720N was more reliable in dealing with raw fish scraps than with raw chicken scraps, scoring 8.4 and 6.5 respectively. However, these results are not in any way suggesting that the Disposall is capable of processing raw food scraps. This is abundantly clear when you look at the output quality of the two tests, especially when put next to the Evolution XL and the others in this list. Tricky materials like the raw skin and tough cartilage were actually too much for the Disposall, leading to its relatively strong performance data yet lacking practicality. To us, the GFC 720N's performance score of 7.9 feels spot on. Ultimately, the GE GFC 720N 3/4 horsepower is a solid grinder with abundant grinding power and reasonable pricing. It receives a final rating of 8.2 from us and rightfully sits in our best ranking list. Waste-King L1001 Best Half Horsepower Garbage Disposal. Among the lineup of small disposals we have examined, the Waste-King L1001 stands out as the most well-balanced unit. For less than $100, the Disposall delivers fast, jamless operation against most common kitchen scraps. It's also an incredibly compact grinder that can fit in even the tightest sink cabinets. What's more, the Disposall's low net weight makes it easy to install, but the L1001's durability can compare to something like the InSinkErator Batcher 5, for example, and it can be quite loud when grinding certain types of food. That's why we think a 7.9 for design and a 7.4 for usability is a fair assessment for what this tiny Disposall has to offer. The Waste-King L1001 was quite the soldier going through our tests, especially in the challenges. It was one of the few small units that were above average in the scrap mix test, finishing in less than 3 minutes and scoring 5.9. The Disposall did a great job processing the input load, leaving behind hardly any leftovers. Furthermore, it manages satisfactory output quality, particularly with the fibers from the fruits and the vegetables. With the raw scrap challenge, the L1001 was surprisingly resilient as it churned out not just usable but notable results, scoring 5.9 against raw fish scraps and 5.7 against raw chicken scraps, whereas several other disposals simply failed those two tests. In fact,
If you take a look at the performance parameters in the data chart on our website, there are a total of 7 models which failed the raw fish scrap test and 2 models the raw chicken scrap test. Several of them are 3/4 horsepower and 1 horsepower. All in all, the Disposall receives a 5.9 for its performance evaluation. For a compact garbage disposal, the Waste King L1000 1.5 horsepower is a capable machine. Although it's not the best on the market, there's only a few other models of the same size that can beat it in terms of cost effectiveness. With adequate grinding power and affordable pricing, the Disposall receives 6.6 for its final rating and emerges as the best small garbage disposal for this list. Amazon Commercial 3/4 horsepower Best Value Garbage Disposal. The Amazon Commercial 3/4 horsepower garbage disposal does not look as capable as it actually is. It comes in a blank cardboard box with information stickers on, yet is configured with a quality magnet motor and stainless steel grinding components. For roughly $100, the Disposall is one of the best swap-out options for fast and jamless operation. The best thing about the Amazon Commercial 3/4 horsepower is it doesn't feel lacking in build quality compared to the others of the same design. However, the Disposall is quite loud when it's grinding food and there's no external unjam mechanic. For those reasons, we gave it a 9.2 for its economical design and a 7.9 for its acceptable usability. In spite of its minimal build, the Disposall did well in the scrap mix test and finished the task in roughly 2 minutes. Together with the heavily processed leftovers and output, it scored a solid 7.8. The Disposall was also surprisingly consistent in the raw scrap challenges as it steadily delivered usable data. The Amazon Commercial 3/4 horsepower received 7.6 in raw fish scraps and 7.2 in raw chicken scraps. That said, it's quite clear that the Disposall is not up to processing raw materials, which translates to its 7.6 for performance assessments. The Amazon Commercial 3/4 horsepower offers remarkable value as an affordable option. The abundant grinding power and tempting pricing are the biggest contributors to the Disposall's final rating of 8.0. And that's it for our Best Garbage Disposal video. You can find out more about the review process as well as testing protocols on our page healthykitchen101.com. We put the links to the articles down in the descriptions. Hit the like button if you enjoyed the video and subscribe to our channel for more product reviews. And as always, thank you for watching and we'll see you in the next one.